Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy. The dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Is that correct?
Literally not true.
Oh, for crumb's sake.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Happy Friday. I think Greeners won this one, but I forgot to pin it. Let's see. I'm not sure if somebody other than Greeners won the internet today. Please let me know. I think Greeners was the winner. Is that correct?
Is that correct?
Greeners? It was Greeners. There we go. Thank you very much, Lois and Camilla. Appreciate that. Greeners, congratulations. You're first in chat again. Everything IP related worldwide is now your responsibility. We're punishing you for a good deed. That's basically the gist of it. And we're also going to put chat on because Josh flipped the switch. But yes, Lois, Camilla, thank you. Barb, I think they're working. I haven't had headaches since I've started wearing these. Usually I get a little bit of a headache at the end of the day. So that is good. We have the courtesy of Josh. I will say I was watching this already, but Josh did point it out before I said anything about it. We have a Thurston County civil suit to follow, which I'm super excited with because it has exhibits. It's exhibity. It's right after this one. And let's see. Let me get there. Right here. Oh, that's not it. A little farther than that. Jade, congratulations, 14 months. Absolutely love this community. Jade, thank you. Thank you very much. That is awesome of you. Appreciate that. Okay, there we go. Where is it? This one? Oh, that's the wrong lady. It's after her. It's after him. We're going to get there. Give me just a minute. I think it's right here. All right. So we do have a... Jade, congratulations, 14 months. That's awesome. We do have a little case to start off with this afternoon. So no headaches so far. I'm doing pretty good. And I haven't had to take, my daily Advil or acetaminophen or whatever. So that helps. I will say Mrs. Ari has the burner phone, so if you do call, go easy on her. She typically does not like answering the phone. And I'm sure if she doesn't recognize the number, she might not. So I'm not even sure if she knows how to answer the burner phone. Like she could answer the regular phone number, but the burner phone is a little more it's differenter. But I didn't know I needed the word exhibity, but I love it. I think EDB has been using that for a while. I'm not sure if she originated the term or if it came somewhere else, but I like it. Edith is waving. Hello, Edith. I'm waving back. Good to have you here, Edith. Welcome. Let's see. Exhibity. Vets Nas, welcome. Lois as well, welcome. Couple of you here. It's a nice intimate little group here. It's fun. It's fun when it's quiet like this. Why is my camera 3 not working? Greeners. Okay, I found it. It was my fault. I had failed to plug it in. See, this plug needs to go right here. That turns on camera 3 in the top right-hand box. Way up there. That's this one right here. You see that one turn on? Bing!
Shame on you, sir.
And then that's the audio. So everything works. All right. Uncivil Law Kurt. Welcome. Yeah. It's a tough situation. It's tough. Kurt, good to have you here. We've got a little civil suit coming up, and this one I think most people can relate to because it's over car repairs. It's over car repairs. You know, here's what I'll say. Let me just say this up front. Back in the day when I was a less reasonable man, I took a vehicle to repair shop. Big shout out to Corey, by the way, who owns the repair shop. Corey has been phenomenal, but I didn't like the service I received, and I think I might have yelled at him. It was terrible. It was awful of me. It wasn't Corey's fault. But I sort of burned the bridge with what was a really good, trustworthy mechanic who had fair pricing. Burned the bridge. Luckily, when I moved to North Carolina, I was able to find another good, trustworthy mechanic that I'm not going to burn the bridge with, and they have even better pricing.
There's a lawsuit.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit. So I've learned not to burn bridges with good mechanics. Once you have a good mechanic, they're worth their weight in gold. But we're gonna jump into this little civil suit out of Thurston County, Washington, that just aired just moments ago, and we're gonna follow that a little bit. Just curious, did you date a lot, or was Mr. A the one only? Define a lot. I mean, like, less than 20 girls. Is that a lot? So yeah. Anyway, a date is literally just that. Picking them up. Hey, welcome. Let me open the car door for you. We go out to do something fun like bowling or, fishing or something like that. And then we go to dinner and then drop them off at the house. That's the dates. That's all that happened. That's numerous. A lot of them were just like, I'm including the group dates, in high school. This is a bunch of friends get together and you sort of pair up for the night as far as, someone's all, I'll pay for this person's dinner and they'll pay for that person's dinner. And so there's that, but there were we were friends. So it wasn't serious. There was no, I was not serious with, I would say I was only serious with one other person before Mrs. R.A. So, but there's that. I broke it off with her. I just didn't. I think she changed to be what she thought I wanted, and it wasn't. So when she became like the avid outdoor girl fisherwoman who buys all the stuff for fishing, but won't bait a hook or take a fish off the hook or something, I knew that something was wrong. And yeah. Anyway, that's who I was dating at the time when I found the bomb and went to the police station, and we had the whole issue with the police officer who lived across the road from the girlfriend, and I knew where he lived and caused an uproar at the police station. We'll have to tell that story one time. But anyway, that's all. No, I never broke it off with Mrs. R.A. Nope. She actually gave me an ultimatum. She's like, "Are you going to ask or not?" So I asked. All right. Let's get started on court, shall we? Let's jump right into it. And
Mr. Mendoza is here, and also is Renee Langston on Zoom.
Mr. Mendoza.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I am.
And Renee.
Okay. So, Mr. Mendoza, you want to come to the council table?
HOA lady's going to leave us in just a moment. Mr. Mendoza.
And I see Ms. Langston has turned on her video. I'll put both of you under oath. You want to raise your right hand? Do you both swear from the testimony that you'll be providing will be truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Yes, I do.
Since thank you, Ms. Langston. I'll hear from Ms. Langston first, and then I'll turn to you, Mr. Mendoza.
Okay, so I originally called...
Hang on just one second. Let me pull out the case file.
First of all, I think a body count, the terminology is offensive.
Professional performance.
So, Ms. Langston, I see that your claim is for $9,860 for engine failure negligent service. Is that correct?
Engine
Yes,
failure.
Your Honor.
Tell us more.
Okay, both parties are present in this case, and this is case number 39267. Go ahead, Ms. Langston, now.
So I originally contacted Edgar at Mecca Automotive to see if he could come out and do a diagnostic check on my car to see what was wrong with it and what needed to be repaired. He agreed that he would come to my house and, put the diagnostic check in the car to see what was wrong. The findings from that were that the oil pressure sensor was not working. So we agreed that he would come back and replace that part.
Oil pressure
then
sensor.
once that part was completed, we determined that from there that the oil pump was not working. And we agreed that he would work on that to replace the oil pump. My car, originally the reason why I had called, because when the car started, the engine would immediately give a warning light that said it was the engine oil was hot.
There's
Not that
your
the
first
car
sign.
was overheating, but the engine oil was hot and to immediately turn it off. So the car had to be towed to Mecca Automotive for him to work on it. He worked on replacing the oil pump, drain all the oil out, replace the new pump.
Replace the old one with a new one.
And that from there was a couple other things that had to be done, like the oil had to be put in, some additional seals and stuff had to be replaced from taking it apart to repair. Once that was all done, this ended up being around June 10th. I was called and said the car was done and it was ready to go. The engine was on and it was running. When I got to Mecca Automotive, the engine was already on, the car was on, and Edgar said he needed to take a test drive. So he pulled out on the street, went hardly anywhere at all because he was back within 5 minutes, and you could hear that he had just gone down the street, like maybe a block or two. He came back and he said, okay, everything seems good to go. You can go ahead and take the car home. It's done. I had already paid him in advance for the replacement oil, the oil pump, and all of that work that needed to be done prior to him calling me and saying the car was ready to be picked up. So I left that day. I got in the car and I left, and I went approximately 500 feet down the road, and my car started making a very loud pinging and clacking noise. So I called back to my significant other, Aaron, who was there with Edgar.
She's got a significant other, Aaron. And
said that the car was making noise. So they immediately told me to bring the car back, which I did. I turned around and I was back probably within less than 5 minutes. I was not able to go very fast, and the farther I was driving, the louder and louder the noise was getting. So when I pulled into back to the automotive shop, they said that Edgar said it sounded like I blew a rod in my engine.
And you were driving?
That he would have to look at it further from there. So within the next week, he called me back and said that it appears that the engine oil was not pumping through the engine, which caused it to continue to get overheated. The oil got too hot and the bearings melted and blew through the engine, causing the engine to no longer be eligible to drive.
No, that engine was no longer eligible.
So we called several mechanics, I have to say, other mechanics, to find out what they thought was wrong with the car, why it would be making that noise. And they all agreed that what would make the engine start making that clicking and clacking noise was the oil was not going back through the engine like it regularly should. So it was not reading. It was good to go.
She has support.
There was a mechanic next door that had told us that he checked it with one of his tools that checks whether the oil is pumping through or not, and he said that the oil was not going through the engine, and the fact that the oil was not going through the engine is what caused the bearings to blow.
2011.
And the engine and had a total engine failure. The mechanic next door also told us that he had told Edgar, "Don't let that car leave. It's not finished. It's not ready to go, and not to be driven on the road." So
the mechanic next door said that to him.
That one, the work that Edgar did say that he completed was to replace the oil pump. He did, but it was negligent work because the oil pump was still not sending oil through the engine. When I asked Edgar what he recommended or what he would be willing to do to fix it, he had no. He said nothing. There's nothing more that I can do, nor will I do on this car, and that I am not of any fault. It's all your fault for driving the car down the road, and the rods blowing and the bearings blowing through the engine was my fault for driving in the car. So at that point, there was obviously going to be no agreement. Edgar was not willing to help, nor pay that, pay for anything that he'd already done. That was negligent work, and so that's why we filed the claims, the small claims. Now, when we were in the mediation room, Edgar mentioned that it was just people trying to rip him off for work done. Well, I had paid him in advance before I was even told the car was done and ready to go.
Langston, you have said that you paid him in advance a couple of times. What was that? That advance was for the repair, and how much was that?
That was for the replacement of the oil pump, the oil pressure extender, timing port, coverage. The total was 2,000.
2,000.
Sorry, the invoice is really hard to read. The total invoice was for $2,700. And I had paid him in advance. The reason why the claims is for higher than that is because now my engine is not usable. It needs to either be replaced or rebuilt. So I have an estimate for the cost to rebuild the engine, and that's where the amount of the claims came from.
You guys put your car guess in? What type of car is it?
Okay, and your claim is asking for $9,860, and your paid in advance was $2,700 for repairs. Is this $9,860 based on your value of the car? Is that what you're claiming?
No, it's based on the estimate I have for the rebuilding of the engine. The rebuilding of the engine costs. Sorry for my dogs. The rebuilding of the engine is $10,162. We owed my significant other, Aaron, owed Edgar for some other work done on another car, which we just subtracted from the estimate and figured that, we would claim that amount. It's a little less than the engine rebuild.
And then you refer to a mechanic who told you. Who is that mechanic that you're referring to? And do we have any evidence that you have provided in terms of his inspection?
Submit whatever you.
I'm not talking to someone else other than you, Ms. Langston.
Okay.
The other person is not under oath.
Okay, the mechanic name is Robert. He works at radioactive fabrication, and it is a building
Sounds
adjacent
dangerous.
to Mecca Automotive, where Edgar Mendoza works.
Thank you.
He
Do you have
specializes.
anything else to add?
He specializes in working on LS and LT engines, which is one in my Camaro.
Aha.
And I feel that
It's a Camaro.
was there and was also helping with the replacing of the pump, and he has information that seems valid. I did call other mechanics as well as Chevrolet, and they all said the same thing, that the oil pump not going through the engine is what would have caused the bearings to be shot through the engine.
She has a 2011 Chevy Camaro.
Is that it?
That's it, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Mr. Mendoza.
Hi, thank you, Your Honor. Just want to say Mr. Kiska and his wife contact me around on the latest of June to check on their car after I...
June of this year?
Yeah, this year, yeah.
Okay.
After I done another repairs on one of the other vehicles for Mr. Kiska, his spouse. And well, I checked the car over his location, and I noted what she said, what she stated, the car showing all the signs about oil pressure. There were like a Christmas tree with all the warning signs.
It's like a Christmas tree with all the engine
They
lights.
said somebody else has been working on the vehicle, and they mess up with the electronics and some stuff at the computer. Still, the car was able to crank it, but I hear there was something going on at the very beginning. So I just said, well, might need to take the car to the shop because over your place, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not gonna drive it because sounds like there is problems. The warning sign is telling low oil pressure, so stop driving at the very beginning. So they towed the vehicle over my shop, and all down over there, still was no idea exactly what was going on. The first thing I did is drain the oil in front of Mr. Kiska. He was there, and the oil came out with metal shavings. That was the first sign. He saw the oil, and he said, no, it's looking good. I think he's expecting to see big chunks of metal or something like that. We are talking about metal shavings. It's just, you can tell the metal blended with the oil. And he said, no, it's looking good. Go ahead. Let's do the oil pump replacement. After we've been talking about the just descended unit, which I did over their place before they towed the vehicle. That didn't solve down the problem. That's the reason they agreed to take it down over my shop. So that was the first sign. It was my mistake to make Mr. Kiska sign any, like a waiver or something that telling me or excluding me about there was something wrong prior my repair. They also state the car has been driving for somebody else and got overheated, that's what she said. And they took it for a joyride or something. So at that point, the car was already with internal failures. We agreed to do the oil pump because that was the only thing telling, on the warning signs. So, okay, well, you want an oil pump replacement? That's what you got, that's what I did. I get a new pump for him, install it. Unfortunately, in order to do this, you have to do pretty much the whole surgery. I have to spend 5 hours to access to this thing. After I access to this thing, I got a new pump, installed it and everything, got primed with all the procedures, sealed the timing cover of the engine. I didn't open the whole engine, just the timing cover, and put everything back together, the water pump and the rest of the accessories. I crank it up, we cranked it up the car, he was there, and the car was running really rough. That's the reason they called the mechanic next door, who was specialized on these kind of vehicles. They did another repair on the intake manifold of the car because the car was running low RPMs since who knows. So the mechanic did this modification and make the car running properly again with the proper RPMs. And that was the part of my neighbor next door. No? There's two shops, mine, regular shop, and the specialized racing shop next door. That's the only thing he did. He didn't put his hands more in. He checked the car, and the car appears fine, but it wasn't because all the signs are still there. The warning signs, all the lights in there. So the time we crank it off the car, immediately, as soon begins to run normal, begins to make clacking noises. Mr. Kiska get into the car and step on the gas pedal and rip it off the car, all full throttle. And he also took a video and sent it to his wife. I was laughing, blah, blah, blah. He's ready. And I said, well, this is ready. Has been paid. He paid me on payments. He never paid me on advance the 1,700. He just gave me 200, 400 till I complete the repair. So when I delivered the car to them, they were there, but the car has the problems still. Was cranking, was running, but still I hear the noises immediately. So as soon she get into the car and drove out of the shop, he rubbing tires and everything. He went out the road. Not even 5 minutes later, we received a phone call to his husband, and she stayed like, oh, the engine is making tapping noise, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, well, bring it back to see now what else. And they brought back, and she drove back to my shop. The car, of course, they've been doing more louder noises. So to get this this is the old pump. To get to this point, to get scratched and overheated, it's even blue with grooves inside. You can tell has been friction and overheated. When I got to this point, I have to have it outside. I opened and I realized all this. But that was obvious to me from the very beginning. When I drained the oil, there were problems prior I put my hands into the car. So they just asked me to do the oil pump replacement. That's what they got, oil pump replacement. I didn't rebuild the engine. I didn't open the rest of the engine. They have electrical issues. And that's how it turns. I tried to explain them to whoever works in the car before, they mess up with this thing. This doesn't get shot in 5 minutes. This takes some time. The car was, I run a Carfax, I have it here. And the last service, it happened in Stonewater Automotive. I have it here when the car was 528,000 miles. When they show up over my shop, the vehicle had 67,000 miles on it. So we are talking about almost 10,000 miles from the last service till they show up to my shop to get this repaired. All this time, the car has been parking over their house for the last 7 months probably, or 6 months, something like that, because they were really, with mold and stuff, spider webs and everything. But they knew already they have a problem. So they just been looking to find somebody like me, trying to help them out. And now this is where I am. I've been doing this for 25 years in Thurston County area. I think I've been here 2 times in all these several years. And unfortunately, they don't understand what happened with their vehicle. Somebody else messed up with this vehicle, and now here we are. That's the only things I can say. Well, I have the pump. I can prove you this pump belongs to this specific car. I have a bunch of pictures here.
It belongs to Ms. Langston's car?
Yes, that's the old pump from her.
Old pump.
The old pump. I put a brand new. It's still on the car, of course.
And that mileage proof, did you provide to Ms. Langston or Mr. Kiska before today?
Excuse me,
I'll turn to you, Ms. Langston, in just a second. I'll give you the last word. Just 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
Are you anything else to add, Mr. Mendoza?
Well, I have some documents you can review and verify what I'm talking about.
And you have not provided those documents to court files before today?
No.
Okay. Have you given the copy to Ms. Langston or Mr. Liska before today?
No.
Okay. And what would they refer to before I look at them? What are they about?
I'm sorry?
So one of those that you were referring to was a service that they did when they had a mileage of certain number of 5,000 something, and then next one for after 10,000 miles. What is the other exhibit or other evidence you're referring to?
Another evidence I refer, I have just, it says there were like some accidents and other services, but nothing like,
And what is the make and model of this car?
It's a 2011 Chevy Camaro. It's a 14 years old car, which is what they are asking for that car. That's not the cost of that car. It doesn't cost $10,000, and it's not even a supercharged. It's not even, I mean, the luxury car. It's an SS normal engine. That's it. Nothing as luxury.
Thank you. So, Ms. Langston, I see Mr. Kiska with you. I have not put him under oath. I'll give you the last word. If he wants to testify, I have to put him under oath.
Yes, please.
Yes, let's put him under oath.
Raise your right hand, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you'll be providing will be truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
Okay, go ahead. What do you have to add?
Okay, first off, I was there when we drained the oil. I ran my hands through it, and there was no metal sharding of any sorts, because I would have not gone forward with the process knowing if I had seen metal shards that the engine was already past recovery. Okay, I knew it was, and he showed me the original pump, and he said he don't know why it quit working, and opened it up and just shrugged his shoulders. And neighbor next door, Robert of Radioactive Fabrication, says he hooked his special tool up to it and said that the engine block was, or his thing was reading 0 on the oil pressure, and it was not pumping oil through the engine. It should not be let go. I had Esker twice before we let that car go. Is it safe to drive? And he said yes. You know, I had him come out to the house, diagnostic first. I took a lot of preparations, and I paid him. Yes, it was. He said he'd take it in payments, but I paid him all in full early before we even took the car. So, you know, I don't see how it was 200 here, 400 here, 500 there. Yes, but he was paid in full before we even got the car completed. And like I said, I took several preparations, making sure that engine was going to be fine before I shelled out $2,000 to have it repaired.
A pump replaced.
Hannah, OG. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
22
Ms.
months.
Langston, you have the last word. Go ahead.
Wow. He's very excited.
I cannot remember what I was going to point out at this point. It's something, that the oil pump that Edgar is saying is from my car. I don't. How do I know that that is truly from my car? I did go back to Mecca Automotive after the car had, you know, after this whole incident to try to come up with some kind of agreement. And we discussed what could be done later. And we kind of walked around the corner of the shop, and he picked up an oil pump and said, well, this oil pump is not from your car. I do not know where yours is at the moment, but look in here. This is the area which I showed Aaron that there had been some metal shards in there. So he specifically told me the pump he was holding and showing me at that point was not from my car. However, if I had been told that there was metal in the engine oil once it was drained, or there was metal shavings all over the oil pump, I would have not continued with the work. The whole process of this was done with the intent knowing that I am looking to find out if my engine could be fixed or not. Obviously, it does, you might have to do one thing and then another thing comes up or another thing comes up. So it is a special engine on the car. It is an LS99 manual transmission. It's the car itself, a 2011. If you look online, because I actually did think about just selling it, just not working on it anymore. That car, every single one of the 2011 manual transmission 6-speed is still selling currently for $22,000. The year before or the year after are selling for maybe 8 or 9.
11 was a special
so the
year.
2011 year is a very special year. It's still, people are still wanting that engine, that car. And for him to say that the cost of the engine replacement isn't even worth the 14-year-old car. Maybe the car's 14 years old.
Thank you, Mr. Langston. I think we are going in a wrong direction. I can understand that certain cars can have different historical value. I'm not putting much weight on what Mr. Mendoza said regarding the age of your car and what his estimate might be about the value. Here, what I am prepared to rule on your matter, unless you have anything else to say within the next 1 minute or so.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so in this case, you have filed a notice and you're claiming $9,860, and then you testify that you paid him in advance to change that oil pump or certain number of services that you asked Mr. Mendoza to perform, and your testimony was that you paid him $2,700 in advance. I've heard your testimony. I have not seen any evidence in terms of any exhibits other than your testimony that you felt that because what Mr. Mendoza, how he performed on the car is not to your satisfaction. I have also heard testimony by Mr. Mendoza that he replaced the oil pump and then you paid him in certain payments. Now, what I have here is to make a finding that there is a claim of negligence which requires that requires the proof by preponderance of the evidence that the other party failed to exercise reasonable care that a prudent person would do. He is a mechanic, so he's expected to perform the duties of a mechanic that an objectively person looking at that situation objectively will realize. So I have to show, first of all, Mr. Mendoza had a duty of care. Yes, he did. He had a duty of care to perform the service that a objectively reasonable person would expect. Did he breach that duty? He performed that duty, and I don't find that he breached that duty. He did what he was expected to and in what you asked and what an objectively reasonable person would expect. Now, that you're saying that your car subsequently has malfunctioned, I have to see evidence that that was caused by his malfunction or not or breach of his duty. If he had breached his duty, and then find what damages to afford. At this point, I am not convinced that you have met the burden by preponderance of the evidence to show, based on your testimony, that Mr. Mendoza has breached his duty of care, and his breach of that duty caused the malfunction of the car. There might be more evidence, but I heard from you that you took it to a mechanic other than Mr. Mendoza, who agreed with you that there is some issue, but I have not seen any evidence to prove that. So therefore, I'm going to dismiss this small claims. We are completed with your case, Ms. Langston and Mr. Mendoza. I have dismissed this claim.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just so you know, Your Honor, I did upload documents to the case file. I don't know why you're saying there was nothing there. I did have the bill, the estimate, a statement. Those were all uploaded, but I understand. Thank you for your time.
I don't have them at hand at this moment. If you have filed within the last certain number of hours, they are not downloaded in the files. I did not consider that. Thank you. Okay, our last matter is number 9, Michelle Hunt
and they're
versus Courtney Brown.
They're actually gone. Thanks, Judge.
That's settled. Okay.
All right. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So hopefully they get a working car, and Camaro, 2011 Camaro apparently is a rare thing of beauty, and a manual transmission, LS9 engine, 68,000 miles on it, $22,000. $22,000. That's a lot of money for a car that age. Judge Middleton just barely came back online just a minute ago, and we're trying to jump to him if we can. He's got something that appears to be not a landlord-tenant issue. So let's go there. How's the car worth? The engine is just worth that much? Misconduct, I don't think it happened on camera. We just didn't get to see it. We watched for that. It just didn't come through. If you saw it, let me know where it's at. Judge Middleton, in the last year or so of his tenure as a judge, will be retired at the end of next year. This segment's
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Jonathan Collins.
Yes, sir.
This is Judge Middleton. I've also got Chief Public Defender Keith Stickley with me. And I've got to address some cases. All right. There are two cases that are subject to bench warrants. Let's get into those. Oldest one is 242257SM. Oh, come on.
Apparently it's not working right. Don't make the judge mad.
I'm gonna all right. We're about to do some jail arraignments on Jonathan Earl Collins. Mr. Collins is in custody in the jail. There are three cases that weren't in my queue, so I'm scrounging for them. So I went in custom queries, and I can't find the first case right off the bat. So let me go into the case number 242157. Here it is. JONATHON. All right, well, one of them isn't in there, 242157.
Okay, we'll look at it.
Anyway, I'm in it now. I'm looking if they spelled his name wrong again. Anyway, Mr. Collins, in that case, 242157, the allegation is that you were at the Walmart store in Sturgis on November 10th of 2024 and took some property, and you have a previous conviction for retail fraud, making it retail fraud second degree, which is punishable by up to a year in jail and up to a $2,000 fine. You failed to appear for an attorney pretrial with Attorney Ives on last Friday, September 5th, and a bench warrant issued for your arrest. Let me go back in there. She said she put them in my queue.
This morning, Judge Middleton
All
specifically
right,
said hi to
the
Old
next
Squishy
one
Gardner.
up is 251403.
Alex stole it.
And that one is it alleged that on July 3rd of 2025, you were at the Meyer store in Three Rivers and you stole property worth $200 or more. And the second or subsequent offense is a retail fraud, second degree, also punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000.
At this rate, he's not going to be able
According
to
to
go into
the
any store.
affidavit, you allegedly walked into Myers on June 15th. And filled backpacks with stuff and walked out with them. Anyway, you're allegedly identified on video. Same thing, you had a pretrial. You didn't show up on September 5th and a bench warrant issued for your arrest with a $400 cash or surety bond. Then there's a new charge, which actually is older than the other charges, but that hadn't been arrested on it yet. That is file 251647. Let's take a look at this one. This one alleges that you were at the Meyer store in Sturgis on June 12th and allegedly stole property worth more than 200 but less than 1,000. In this case, the allegation is same thing, grab some Gecko backpacks and put stuff in them. 3 Nintendo Switch games, Nintendo Switch remotes, some other stuff worth $884. People have been stealing rare earth magnets, and they're stealing them to undo the magnetized security stuff on these. So anyway, in that case, it is alleged that you and another unknown co-defendant stole $844.89 worth of stuff. So you have 2 existing cases where Mitch Ives represents you, and this new case where you don't yet have an attorney. You were supposed to be here last Friday. I was here with about a zillion other people. You weren't. I think I even tried to call you. I can't remember right now. But anyway, how'd you come to get arrested last night?
An anonymous tip, because I was on the run from Indiana too. I'm probably going to do the rest of my life in prison. So, I mean, they found me guilty down in Indiana of dealing methamphetamines and other felonies too, and I'm probably going to get 30 to 50 years. So, I mean,
yeah, there's a hold on. What county is that from?
LaGrange.
Wow. So he's like YOLO.
They already found me guilty of everything, so I just got to go down there and get sentenced.
All right. Well, how did you end up in my jail today?
Anonymous tip.
Anonymous tip.
Where'd they arrest you?
At one of my friend's residence.
It was your friend. Let me just tell you.
With my girlfriend.
All right. On your 2 previous cases, 251403 SM and 252257 2157. In the normal course of events, I would set these for the first pretrial in October. Mr. Stickley, we're having terrible difficulty with Rhonda Ives. She was unavailable the first Friday in August, September, October, November, and she was here on that date. But
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
Can I speak with Mr. Stickley for a minute?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Mr. Stickley?
Just a minute.
He's going to put us on the break room.
Hang on. Don't talk yet. Break room first. Okay, we'll give him a minute. That sounds really, really sad, but it sounds like he got into trouble and basically thought, well, I'm going to be spending the rest of my life in jail anyway. Why not just go all the way? I want to just take everything I can. It's bad. Clearly, addiction is probably what drove the theft. Usually when you have thefts of electronics, it's because it has a resale value. You can get quick cash for it. So, I'm not sure if he wants to go to jail because he's on the run from Indiana. But somebody turned him in. Sounds like he doesn't really care about these cases, the bigger ones, dealing methamphetamine. That could be, as he said, the rest of his life. It's sad. He was arrested at his girlfriend's house. He says it was an anonymous tip. Rare earth magnets are found at Lowe's and Home Depot in the fasteners aisle. You can buy stacks of magnets. I didn't know you could use them to defeat the sensors, the shoplifting sensors. Sloth Life, it's a quiet day. We're taking a little bit of, what does Red Pen call it? Court light? We're having some court light today as we're between trials. They're great at finding studs in walls. They find the nails in the studs. Yes, court light. You need to patent that. I really like that phrase. Stores use heavy-duty magnets to remove those
9 seconds.
He's coming in. Takes a minute to kick him out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Here he is.
All right, Mr. Collins, we're back.
We're back. I'll get some.
One option is to simply enter pleas to these cases, and I could execute a sentence and let you go back to Indiana. Is that what you discussed with Mr. Stickley?
I asked him, I said, I told him, I said, I'm willing to plead guilty to all three of them. We can just.
Yeah, if we're able to today.
Bond. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Get on a bond.
Well, I don't have the authority to alter the cases, but the prosecutor might, but they aren't here. So Mr. Stickley or somebody could confer with them. But
because like even I was telling,
go ahead.
I was telling Mr. Stickley, okay, I got a level 2 dealing charge down there. Okay, that carries a max sentence of 30 years. My last plea bargain was 15, and I turned it down. They found me guilty at trial. Okay, then I got a habitual offender on top of that.
Habitual.
Plus a level 3, 5, and a 6, all down there on the same case. Actually, 2 6s that they all found me guilty of. So I'm probably going to get, the habitual offender is another 6 to 20 years on top of the 20 to 30 years that they're going to give me on the dealing. So it's going to be a long time.
Yes, so these are among the lesser things you have to worry about. Let me see. That's, like I said, Missile Hives is so hard to schedule.
Sounds like Indiana is not going to play around this time around. We got 15 last time. Or 15 was the plea deal. He'll probably get more than that. He's already pled guilty, so it's just sentencing down there. I'm surprised if they offer a 15-degree plea, he pleads guilty, that they just let him go down there. That's probably the most surprising thing. He's on the run, but that means they let him out. He was in jail and he's not anymore. It's sad to see where some poor choices in life can lead. Obviously, addiction seems to be an issue here. I'm thinking about shaving off my goatee.
Gee whiz. She's got more weeks next year than this year. Can anybody tell me in the next week or two if Rhonda Ives is scheduled to be here for something?
I can't help, Judge. I don't have her schedule. It's not my turn to watch her. Want to try mutton chops?
She's going on a trip, and she had a conference, and she's busy in other jurisdictions.
I'm going to have to trim it, because like right here, this part. Either I'm going to have to curl up the ends like this, or just trim this. It's driving me nuts. What's the secret about you fellow bearded people? What's the secret to not getting like this part in your mouth? Like, nom.
Gee whiz.
Must curl it.
Lapita, any luck with that?
I do have a great head start on No Shave November. I mean, if I decide to keep it. So. Brian Walsh is a possibility. It's on our list. I think that's a tough one, though, right? If I remember correctly. Samantha, you curl your beard. I'll put you in the vote for curl. Trim, don't shave.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Well, physically, it's not here.
Well, apparently no one's either can hear me or they aren't having any luck finding when she's set to be here. I'm still working on it, Mr. Collins.
Is it like today thing? Just got stabbed today, or was that? I know somebody got stabbed.
It was going to be Judge Patterson. He's on vacation.
So she's here the 15th in RKP's room at 9 a.m., the 22nd at 9 a.m. in RKP's room, and then I think the 29th at 10:45 a.m. I did not write that down, though. It was RKP's.
He's gone that day, so it's probably not him.
Where do you get beard oil? Like
So
just
the ones
Amazon?
like the 15th, I believe, are like probation things, and the 22nd.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to set this, the pretrial, the first two that you missed, Bond is $400 cash or surety in each case.
I think there's a kiwi smell.
For Monday, September 22nd.
My wife still has the burner phone, so I'm going to have to search on the phone, on the computer here.
At 8:30.
I can't promise she can be here.
All right, well, let's say 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
with Attorney Ives. I'm going to show a not guilty plea in the new case. In 251647 SM. And appoint Rhonda Ives. And set a pretrial for September 22nd at 10 a.m. Mr. Collins, your request is not unreasonable, and I would be willing to bet that the prosecutor would be willing to forego one or more of these cases for a plea, in which case we could resolve our cases and you could go back to Indiana. The problem has been trying to find a spot where your lawyer will be here. It's not a criticism. She's not sitting around watching the clouds flow by. She's busy. She practices in several different counties, and she has a criminal defender contract. I think she's actually one of the presenters there. So this is a time when she's hard to schedule, harder than even usual. So I show a not guilty plea in everything. I set everything for September 22nd at 10 a.m. when I know that she'll be in the building. Bond in the new case is $400 cash or surety. You're not going to post any of those bonds because they're sort of moot, but it has Indiana hold. Right. You're going to sit here for a while until at least September 22nd. Okay. All right. Good luck, sir. Mr. Stick. Well, he does not have a very bright outlook, but we ought to be able to resolve these.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for the help. I got a PPO waiting for me.
Have fun. See ya.
All right. Thanks.
These brands for beard oil.
I think that's it for this week. Still got work to do. Got to close out the file I had before lunch and the file I had after lunch. But everybody have a good weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful the rest of the day today.
Excellent.
And nice this weekend, maybe even warm. So we'll hope for the best. And I wish everyone the best, including Rosemary Blair, Carl Bowers, and Joe.
As he names a few people in chat. That's awesome. He did this morning. He did do a shout out to Old Squishy Gardner, Court Watch. He loves chat. He does. I'm looking at this beard oil and mustache, beard oil and butter. The brands, this are crazy. Everyman Jack, Salem's Elite, Striking Viking, Honest Amish, Viking Revolution, Walking Forest. I mean, these are just some great brands. That's a beard growth. Mystic Man, Best Beard, Jack Black, Alpha Male. That's just, the brands are crazy. I didn't even know this beware of allergies. I don't think I could do a scented one, because just having a strong smell right in front of my nose all day long would be terrible. Striking Viking. It sounds glamorous. Striking Viking. Oh, it's vanilla. can't do that. Striking Viking Vanilla. Honest Amish. It's just classic beard oil. Just smells like oil, I guess. Go to Dollar Tree. So here's the question I'm asking, because I know nothing about beards and goatees other than my personal experience. Does the beard oil shape? Is it more like for shaving, like it's like shaving cream, but beard oil for trimming? Or is it a softener, like a conditioner? Does it get like knots out if you accidentally get a knot in your beard? And as far as the beard butter is concerned, is that just for like speed eating? Does it help grease the food, escape, pass through the guard? I'm curious what it does and what it's for. Soften and tames the beard. You need wax to shape it. When I was at Weber State University, as you guys have seen videos of when I was there, I filmed at one time. I filmed a rodeo, and Weber State has a rodeo team. It's like 6 people, but it's a rodeo team, and the instructor, who is the representative for the team, you have to have like a college professor or somebody who's like the representative for the team. He has one of those handlebar mustaches, handlebar mustaches, and it just goes out, and then it's like a foot long, and then it just curls. So if you like brush against his shoulder, you've already been poked in the eye by his goatee. Hey, Mrs. Ari, how was your trip? Good. Did you get anything good? No. Okay. All right. Nothing good. You feeling okay? No. Did you get some rest? Yes. All right. Love you. Good night. Hey, one thing. If I were to get beard oil, what scent would I get? She's like, whatever. Beard oil. Anyway, softens and lays it down. Cremo beard shampoos that softens. It's like a leave-in conditioner, waxes to shape. What is the taste, though? I'm used to. I don't want it to taint the food I eat. Do you do Movember in the U.S.? We call it No Shave November. But yes, right now it's not cheating. If I have facial hair now, I can keep it. But Camilla says, "You guys, I'm confused. On Brazilian wax has a whole different meaning to me." I heard enough when you said Brazilian. It's very different. Mrs. Ari, she's tired, and I think she's got a cold, so she's not happy. Is beard oil only intended for facial hair? I don't know. I might have to go to the store and look for beard oil. Get the pickle. No, I could not. I like dill at the times that I want to taste dill. I don't want to always have dill be present on my face. That would be terrible. Just keep it trimmed short. I'm going to try to trim it. I'm going to try specifically right here. Let's go full screen so you guys can see this. Right here, this part. These. See that? Don't clip that. It's not worth it. But those are the parts that get, it bugs my bottom lip. They'll curl into my mouth, and I'm like, trying to get them off my face. But that's the part I'm working with. So either I trim that down, and of course you have to trim the top lip so it doesn't like curl over and break the seal of the mouth when you're trying to drink or something. Just trim it. I'm going to trim first. So do you rub your food on your goatee before you eat it? Asking for a friend. It sort of is inevitable. It's if you don't open your mouth wide enough, the goatee sort of acts as a food guard, and it brushes things off the fork. That's typically when I start cutting it. As a dog groomer, those hairs get trimmed. Maybe I can use, A dog grooming tool. Just buzz it with the Manscaped. Well, I'll think of it. I'll think of what to do. Maybe this is a great time for a sponsor to finally reach out and say, here's something we can support. So, Manscaped, if you're watching, help me. I don't know what to do with my face. Josh says, wait, don't leave. Wait, don't leave. I'm not leaving just quite yet, but I do have the burner phone again, so I can now read messages in mod chat. Find this clip. It'll be a good way to end the week after a long one. Yeah, that's Judge Simpson, right? The court looks like Simpson. We've got to get it quickly if it's Simpson because he deletes his stuff as soon as it's over. Judge Simpson. Oh, I think I found him. I'm worried this is going to go away before we're there. Okay, here we go. Let's go to 2.
But it doesn't manifest itself on your bill or for a bill until June.
Yes, Your Honor.
Which we just went through and did. All right. And so you want to know.
Let's go forward a little bit. Oh, it's back. I have to be behind this. Wait for him to walk up. Not him. Still not there. There he is. It's the beginning.
Is there another? I had somebody else too. Oh, come on now.
More about
Your
what
name?
Judge Simpson says at the
Here
end.
for John, Your Honor.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, I need to shrink down again. People are crowding my space. It would help me if you sat in the middle of your screen instead of on the side.
Jarek Turgeon, Your Honor.
Turgeon. Oh, Turgeon. Okay. I'll mess it up. It's okay. All right. How much is owing them? There was an issue with water. Did you file an answer to? You did.
Yes, sir.
All right. Did counsel receive a copy of the answer?
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
All right.
I'm hoping this doesn't get deleted. Melinda, did he bring enough to share? Somebody's getting some lunch.
So where are we on this case at this point? Your issues. It's the water and sewer per month. That's the issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had a chance to look into that at all, Counselor?
Yes, Your Honor, I did have a chance to look into it. So what had happened was the water meter reader was not functioning properly a couple years ago. So when that happened, then the defendants were told that they were only going to be charged X amount for water and sewer, which is what happened. And then this year, the water meter was replaced in April 17th, I believe. And when the water meter was replaced, that is when the defendants started being charged for their actual usage again.
Got it.
I did not see an adjustment till my bill until June, Your Honor. So if they had activated it in April.
Hold on a second. So you didn't see an adjustment to your bill. I guess I don't know what I mean by that.
They didn't start charging us for water until after the eviction. They're saying that they replaced the meter in April. However, they did not start recording any kind of adjustments to my bill until after the eviction. It seems like it's a predatory action by them. And because of that, the 151 that was owed on the initial declaration should be invalid. and I wanted to dismiss.
Under what theory?
Under what theory?
Under the idea that it's a predatory landlord. I'm not arguing that I owe money, Your Honor. They waited until I was back against the wall, and then they upped my rent by a couple $100 after they start an eviction.
Yes, Mr. Manson.
Your Honor, the reason that there was the actual water charges didn't start until June is because it's on a 2-month lag. So the charges that are on the ledger for June are actually from April's usage.
Oh, he says. That's why we need to talk to each other and explain this.
Okay.
I think Melinda has jerky. I think she has jerky.
All right. So if they began it after or before the eviction, they didn't make mention of any of this. It seems to me like they were lining it up as soon as I started getting behind them.
Lining up what?
To put an increase. We were already struggling with rent, Your Honor. By going up to 1,100, it's making it pretty much impossible for me to keep up.
Student attorney.
Okay, so what do you want me to do?
So can I speak or no?
Who are you?
I'm his wife.
Name?
Megan, sorry, Megan Tershon, sorry.
Yes, you can go.
Okay, so I guess I'm just confused because when they went to go replace like the water meters, they said that they couldn't replace our meter because of the galvanized piping. So I'm just confused as to why it got replaced in the first place and started reading.
What do you mean? Why it got replaced?
Initially, we were told by the water company that they couldn't touch the water meter because the galvanized.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
It seems like to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing here is there's this issue with the water.
Mm-hmm.
The landlord comes and says, okay, look, we can't fix this at this moment, but here's what we'll just charge you right now. And that there was that agreement that would happen, right?
Yes.
That's right. And then as Ms. Manson has indicated, come sometime in April, well, it gets repaired in April, but it doesn't manifest itself on your bill or for a bill until June.
Yes, Your Honor.
Which we just went through and did. All right. And so you want to know, I guess, ma'am, why it was fixed at that point in time. Whatever needed to be corrected was corrected. So I guess I'm trying to figure out why would that matter?
The issue that we had was with the galvanized piping, which supplies water to the home.
I got it.
If they are trying to say that they told us that they'll give us a reduced amount because of it not reading correctly, why would they?
Agreed they did.
They told us it was because of the galvanized pipes, not the meter.
So, okay. So let's say it was because of Mickey Mouse. Does it really matter?
No, Your Honor. It was a verbal agreement.
It just doesn't matter. They may have said something or you misunderstood something, but I don't know what that matters.
For me, the reason that I was even looking out for this, when I went to Veteran Services, I was told, keep an eye out. Some communities likes to add extra charges on after you go to court so that they can try and evict you early. So keep an eye out.
That's what the deal is. Somebody told you that somebody is trying to do something potentially to you. You're looking at this and you think that may be what's happened.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it may not be true. I guess the confusion was it showed up on our bill in June. They were paid up until August, and the amount that they were given, like that was given to the VA for the check, included that like $11.
Hey, folks, let me just stop.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What do you really want me to do?
The reason that we brought an argument to court was because they're adding almost $900 onto what we owe because of that water. If they had...
Where's the 900 come?
So I gave you a highlighted copy of sewer and water with regards to when the eviction began. The charges for our water began in June. Because I thought that they were doing that as a predatory, I said, I'm going to take it to court.
Yeah.
Right, but they fixed your meter. And so you're being charged your actual usage, which showed up to you in June.
Yes, Your Honor. It's that we didn't get the pipes fixed. That's our concern. We have to pay extra money to buy bottled water so that our kids...
Okay, folks, what's the real issue here?
We're broke.
Yeah.
We lost our food stamps.
Listen, hold on a second, okay? I get it. But you need to just tell me that, okay? Sometimes there's a way of working through some things, sometimes there's not, but you need to just tell me that because you're going through...
I was trying to buy more time, Your Honor.
Just listen for a minute. You're telling me everything about the water, I'm following along, but
Linda,
that doesn't seem like there's nothing there on that. Okay? But you said it at the beginning that you guys are trying to keep up. You said it really, but I was going to hear you out on everything. All right. Listen, hold on. Just take a deep breath for a second, because you two probably haven't. How many kids do you have?
4.
Okay.
They're all 9 and under, well, 8 and under. And they're all special needs. We're taking our kids to therapy 20 hours a week. We're trying not to get them kicked out of schools.
Okay.
They told me because I'm self-employed that I needed to provide documents for my food stamps. And then I did that and they dropped it again and they dropped it again. I've gotten food stamps 4 out of the 9 months this year because I do lift. They have no reason that they should have cut that. We had plans to get this caught up, but then all of a sudden we got an extra $1,000 a month in food bills. So I had plans to keep up, but life happened. And I was using the water as a hope that I could buy myself another month. Sorry, Your Honor.
No, don't apologize. I get it. What branch?
Army.
He asked about his service.
Dad was Navy, so I'm not going to hold that against you, okay?
Condolences.
All right. Let me just say this to you. First thing is, you're about at the edge of trying to give up. You can't, okay? Because I'm not going to let you. All right? We're going to let's try to find a way how we can try to work this through. And if it all blows up and doesn't work, well, then we give it our best shot, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So right now, well, let me just ask you this. Income-wise, are you able to just at least sustain, like pay your monthly rent, or where are you?
We just got the car repaired, so I can start getting back to work. My wife started a part-time job. We should be able to start making full rent payments, but it was not possible for me to try to catch up with $2,500, then some, and now it's $1,100 a month instead of $9.
Okay. You've been down to Veterans Affairs?
I already used up my bill there, and we went to Hawk. They said they're out until October. We went to a few other places, and they told us they can't help us until we are actively, imminently homeless or have physically been evicted. So right now we're looking at homeless shelters around the area.
And so let me just ask you this. You're going to be getting yourself back to work, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you're working a part-time.
I can only work Monday and Tuesday because my son has ABA 5 days a week, or well, 4 days a week, and then therapy 1 day a week, and then.
All right.
This is tough.
Let me, may not be the time to, I don't know that I'm going to require any response to this answer. I get, and I'm not going to require plaintiff to respond. It's going to, I get why they, now this asks the park, are they going to be willing to try to work with these guys to try to get them caught up, or where are we going to be?
Your Honor, we hadn't discussed that yet.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I realized because you were staring down the barrel of an answer. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I don't think it's over anybody's objections, but I'm not going to care because I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week. Let you guys talk about it. See. So September 19th, okay, 2025 at
1 p.m.
At 1 p.m. Okay, let's see what they're willing to do. You guys think about what you can do. Okay. And then we can come back and we can see if we can work our way through it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that fair enough?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And two of you do me a favor. How old are your kids?
8, almost 6, 5, and 3.
Okay. And you know that when mom and dad are stressed and upset, whether you say anything or not, they get stressed and upset, right? So you guys have probably been worried about this for a long while and trying to figure out, which just tells me that now those kids are really upset. So if you want me to do it as an order, I will. But what I want you to do between now and 19, I just need you to figure out what you think you can do into the future. But I want you guys to go home, hug those babies, and you two just take it easy and kind of relax this week about this. I can't solve everything else, but I can at least give you a reprieve for a week to just breathe.
We're gonna pay off our van and try and figure out where we're at, and we'll come back with a better answer for you.
You're thinking about stuff too much. I just told you.
Sorry.
Yes, I want you to go home. I want you to hug those babies, and I want you to just relax. Okay? Whether you guys deserve it or not, they certainly do. All right? So that's what I want you to do in this interim week.
Okay.
Now, do I have to put that in a written order to you?
No, sir.
Because I will. All right? And then I'll send Alan every day to check and make sure you're doing it. You don't want that. Okay? You guys got it?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court Arborwoods versus Lockhart, Sile Farms versus Pereira, Sile Farms versus. So that's supposed to be 2 words.
I don't know what the judge is going to come up with here. But he's got a heart of gold, and he sees somebody who served his country and is trying hard, and life has dealt a very tough hand, and is going to do everything he can for them. I don't know if there's an opportunity for other people to help or not. Could probably find out. We got a week. We got a week to find out. But I think the reason why a lot of us get that right in the feels when we see that is because so many of us have been there, or some very similar version to that, or in that situation now, or have friends or family who are in that situation, and it's yeah. Internet detectives, go to work. See what they have out there. There might be methods that they're looking for help that are easy to support if somebody is inclined to do that. We'll see what we can find. Veronica Neal, welcome to the gallery. Veronica, thank you. You're one of us now. You can never leave. You're among friends. You'll never want to. Where's Judge Simpson? He's in Michigan. So what is it? Ypsilanti? I forget which town he's in. Yeah, I won't get you started on VA. I don't think we do enough for our veterans. What we ask of them, what they sign up for, and willingly accept, and then what we give them after they've served, with whether or not they gave what they signed up for or not, it doesn't equal out. It doesn't equal. So, Veronica, we'll put some feelers out. The truth of the matter is we've got people in our own community right here among us that are right there. Some of them are at a point where they don't want to accept any help. They just want verbal support, and some of them are just doing it silently. My personal idea on this is that none of us, no matter how blessed we are financially, are in a situation to help everybody. We can't. It's our little drop of water is not going to float everyone's boat, right? But if we're in our community, amongst our friends and our family, amongst our neighborhood, we might be able to, our little drop of water that we give might be enough to float one boat. It might just be enough to get somebody in a position to help. So he's in Washtenaw. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not saying don't help, but I think the closer we are to the person who gets the assistance, I think the better it is for everybody, both the person who gives and the person who receives. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't give to some stranger somewhere. I think there's a lot of value in doing that. Just it's good for the soul, if nothing else. But we'll do some digging. I don't know if there isn't even a thing that can be done from here. But Josh, thanks for bringing that. Judge Simpson. We've seen him. We've seen every side of Judge Simpson, right? We've seen the side where he's like, "Don't you say another word, or else I'm going to be charged with something," all the way through this. But anyway, I've got a call, and it might be a spam call, so we might end the day on this. Hello?
Hello? It's Jack for the Police Officers Committee Pack, switching to recorded audio. Okay?
I don't take recorded calls. Can you just stay on the line with me for a second? Hello?
Hi, thanks for holding for me. This is Charles calling for the...
I'm sorry. I need a person. Stacy, as my grandpa, World War II Navy vet, may he rest in peace, told me, I was his favorite granddaughter out of 7. That's awesome. Stacy, thank you. Thank you for support. Katrina, buddy, thanks. If you find something, if you're doing a little digging, if you're one of the sleuths, let's send it to the burn phone. I'll try to keep track of this and see where it's at. Ivan, if my neighbor is hungry, I've failed. That's my philosophy. That's a great philosophy, Ivan. That's wonderful. Wagyu beef, right? So, Ivan, we need to talk. Probably not on the air and probably not via text, but give me a call here when we're done. I don't take recorded calls while recording the call. Yes, I have a limit. There can only be one. It's like Inception. But Josh, no mistake there. Some of the most touching moments we've seen in court have come from Judge Simpson's court in a very similar situation to this. And I think with the message we've shared in the podcast that Thomas shared last night, and this, I think it goes together a little bit. So when talking to Ivan, use Signal. We'll definitely use code words. The TV is 5. TV's about 5, Ivan. All right, you guys, it is, it's Friday. I've told you we're going to have an early out today, and it's 3:30 right now. Okay, Ivan, hang on.
Call from Mr. Wisco.
Mr. Wisco, the TV is 5. Ivan, I'm still live on the air. Do you want to hold until we're done, or do you want to talk on the air? You're on the air right now.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Ivan, can you hear me?
How you doing, man?
Hey, you're on the air right now. Do you want to be off the air? Hello? Okay, it's not working. The call's not working. The wiretap's really confusing everything. All right. Let's see. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up for today. That's what we're going to do. Ivan's calling back, so hopefully it's a better connection.
Call from
Ivan, can you hear me now? You're live. You're live on the air.
I don't know what is going on with the connection. All right, I can hear myself, but I can't hear you.
All right. I think it might be somebody beige boxing. If you know what I'm getting at there.
Okay.
Somebody messing with your phone.
I'm gonna hang up.
Okay. All right. We'll see you. Bye. That sounds like somebody's tapped his phone poorly. The Fed's already got him. Yeah, that's what we're worried about. All right. Let's do this. We'll play the music. IRS tapped the line. I don't think they do that. They've already asked me their questions. So. It might be my end, Ivan. We'll try it in a second. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love. Smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better. Please stay safe till we go live again Monday morning. We are keeping our ear to the ground for a trial. We will have one here soon. Thanks for sticking with us this week, because we had sort of a court light, as Red Pen says. Try to take care of yourselves and someone else if you can. I couldn't have said it better, Red Pen. Thank you very much. You guys are amazing. This is an amazing community. This is the best place to watch court, to watch trials on the internet, and it's because of you. Big shout out to the mods who I put through the ringer today and who passed with flying colors. Thank you all. Love you all, says Ivan. We'll be back on Monday. Have yourselves a great weekend. Hope the weather stays good for you. Get to get a little bit of late summer activities in. We'll be back on Monday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.